What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so we had two playoff games yesterday. The first one was between the Cleveland Cavaliers, who had the best record in the Eastern Conference during the regular season, 64-18, versus the Indiana Pacers, who had a rough stretch of it during the midpoint of this season, but finished, I believe they were the fourth. Think about that. I think they were the fourth seed in the Eastern Conference. But man, they have been a very different team since the month of March, I would say. Coming into yesterday's game, including the playoffs, from about the middle of March or early March onward, they had won 16. Well, I'll put it like this. They had won 16 of their last 18 home games. And they stood a really good shot, I thought, at having basically an insurmountable lead in this series. The Cavaliers, of course, wanted to avoid losing Game 3. That would have put them in an 0-3 hole. And as we all know, no team has ever come back from an 0-3 deficit to win a playoff series. I think only 2 or 3 times has a team fought back to force a Game 7. We saw that just a couple of years ago when the Celtics went into an 0-3 hole against the Heat, only to lose 3 straight games to the Celtics, but Miami ultimately won that 7th game. I think it's only happened like 2 or 3 times. I think 3 times a team in the 0-3 hole is forced to Game 7. So the Cavaliers were desperate. And when you're desperate, your energy, you just try harder, man. It's just natural, you know. When you're in a situation where, you know, you feel, okay, we have a 2-0 lead. I'm not saying that the Pacers didn't go out there and play hard, but the Cavaliers were in a more desperate situation. And we saw that early on. The Cavs came out gangbusters, but later in the first quarter, we saw the Pacers do what they normally do, and that is generate easy offense for themselves with their high-octane pace, a good, easy, or easier transition buckets. They can score fast in a hurry. And just like that, I think they were tied after 1, and that erased basically what was a big lead early on in the first quarter. I think the Cavs gave up a 10-0 run from the Pacers. And I thought to myself, man, here we go again. You know, I thought that at that point, I thought the Cavs would make it a more competitive game because of desperation, but I thought the Pacers would pull it out. But man, kudos to Donovan Mitchell, kudos to the Cavaliers, because they weren't going to blow a lead this time. They were not going to blow a big lead late down the stretch. Donovan Mitchell took over the ball game. He finished with 43 points to go along with 9 rebounds and 5 assists. And the Cavs win 126-104 to cut the Pacers' lead to 2-1. But he got plenty of help. Evan Mobley, back from an injury, which derailed him for appearing in Game 2, had 18 points, going on with 13 rebounds and 4 assists. Matt Strauss, 20 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, 8 of 12 from the floor, 4 of 8 from three-point range. Jared Allen, 19 points, 12 rebounds, 3 steals, 3 blocks. Let me start over. Jared Allen, 19 points, 12 rebounds. Mobley, I didn't finish his stat line. 18 points, 13 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals, 3 blocks. That was Mobley. I was crediting Allen with Mobley's stats. Mobley's showing you why he's the Defensive Player of the Year. And Darius Garland got in foul trouble early, so he wasn't as effective as he could be. Plus, he had missed 4 straight games due to that toe injury. 10 points, 3 assists, only 3 of 11 from the floor. Although he did have some great passing, some great dimes early on in that game before he got in foul trouble. DeAndre Hunter coming off an injury Still not quite right. 8 points, only 2 of 6 from the floor. But one thing that the Cavaliers did that I thought was very effective in this game was they controlled the boards. In particular, they got a lot of offensive rebounds that gave them extra possessions. They controlled the rebound at 56-37 overall. The Cavs only shot 42% from the floor and only 30% from three, which is a continuation of the Pacers' defense, which is much improved. Remember last couple of years, the Pacers were a team that could score a lot, but sometimes defensively they were porous. But, they've been playing better on that end this year. But the Cleveland Cavaliers were still able to knock down 14 threes, although, overall as a team, they're still only 14 of 37 from downtown, but they had some timely threes. And they were 28 of 37 from the line, the Cavaliers. Now, before you say that they're getting home cooking, the Pacers themselves were 25 of 34 from downtown. Pascal Siakam had 18 points and 4 rebounds. Mathurin had 23 points. Tyrese Halliburton, after all that praise we've been giving this clown, lives up to why people say he's overrated. 4 points, 5 assists, ineffectual, and the Cavaliers are back in the series. Now, Game 4 is going to be very pivotal because I think if the Pacers win Game 4, it's going to be real hard for the Cavaliers to win this series. It's going to be really hard for the Pacers to give up this series, to blow this series if they go up 3-1. I'm not saying it can't happen, but I find it hard to believe that they're going to lose this series and go up 3-1. If the Cavaliers win Game 4 and this series is tied, then I think the Cavs would probably go on to win this series. I don't know what the spread would be, but I think they would go on to win the series if they win Game 4. So Game 4 is very important in the series. I just want to say this too. I don't think it's that. I remember I did a video a couple of days ago and I said that I thought the Pacers were going to the finals. And that was based upon their play so far this year in comparison to the last couple of years and in comparison to other teams in the Eastern Conference. I didn't think that was that big a stretch considering that they went to the conference finals last year. Now, I don't think they're going to win a championship. You know what I'm saying? But I thought that they were playing good enough to go to the NBA Finals. Now, maybe not. Maybe they will be eliminated by the Cavaliers. But, it is what it is. I'm not afraid to go out here and, unlike LeBron James, take a risk and get criticism for it. I ain't got to always have an excuse for when I fail at something. If I fail at my prediction, I fail. Who gives a shit? I've been right a lot of times too. But, I noticed that sometimes people like to ignore when you're wrong. They like to ignore when you're right about things. They don't want to give you credit when you're right. But every time you're wrong, you gonna do a video about that? You was wrong, man. See, you think you're a nigga that think you know everything. You don't know everything, nigga. But anyway, so what you guys think?